Hey there, kids. So I finished packing long before I thought I was going to, so wound up having time to do a tech blog. Hooray! This will be a short one, but I figure why not. Start off with, last week, Toy Boy posted an awesome tech blog that showcased this little humdinger that is cat versus pendulum into a Yuta-style. Which I think is all kinds of fun, and which I have been playing with, just switching back and forth on each side, almost like a weave. And noticing that in addition to the kind of combination of anti-spin and float 0 point that's being used to get across each side, there is also another point wherein the cap is coming straight down and it stops directly beneath the hand doing the pendulum. And you can actually use this to bridge into this funky vertical double stall, which Yuta and Ronan play around with at the very end of the Squares of Darkness video that Yuta did at the Vulcan last year. So you wind up being able to switch from side to side either via the Yuta-style or via the other Yuta-style. Fun, huh? Yeah. Next up, a couple weeks ago I did a video that involved some hyperloop stalls, which it was very quickly pointed out to me I was actually doing a full stall on them. So I've been trying to clean it up a little bit more so that they are actually stalls, which involves waiting for the poi to slow down quite a bit, but then basically you give it enough rope to hang itself, literally. Also, funkiness I've been playing with hyperloops is the idea of once you get it going, to try and turn with it. So from here, go around, and then once you get to the back side, I've discovered the exit's a lot easier to get to if you turn at it from the other way. I don't have a clue why this is, but so be it. Like that, right? Finally, last week, you may remember I was playing around with diamond mode with 9 square theory, and realizing that you could use unit circle patterns to transition between square and diamond mode. And Alien John left a really interesting comment on that blog. He, a few weeks before, he told me about his concept of loops versus arcs, and I think I'm starting to get it now. I've really hardcore been a skeptic of it, but it's starting to make a lot more sense to me, and I'm starting to realize that it does hold a lot of potential for how transitions work and everything. So the idea being that and John, you can correct me if I'm totally muddling this up, but essentially you can think of an arc as being any pattern you're making wherein the poi does not intersect the path of the hand. So this, for example, is one long arc that's going around 180 degrees, and this is an example of both an arc on the side and a loop in each of the corners. And a loop would be the kind of movement that you can do when poi path and hand path are intersecting each other. So in this case, the arcs would be the long straight sections between petals, and petals would be the loops themselves, right? So you can see this in action by transitioning between the two bits. If you're, say, in box pattern right here, and you want to switch over to an extension, it's available to you if you use the straight section of the box flower over here, and then you can switch right back into anti-spin and get to an isolation out of the petals, right? And of course you can get into a cat eye, which is arc on the side, loop up top, just like all anti-spin motions. So I've been playing around a lot with this more in a conceptual kind of setting, because these of course are all examples of soft transitions, that is, transitions that you can get to where neither the poi nor your hand have to switch direction, right? Which we already know of from unit circle hybrids, right? And it turns out they also function with larger shapes as well. There's still a question in my mind, though, about how this works with hard transitions. If, say, I'm working in an arc and I want to switch to a loop over here, there is a hard transition necessary in that the poi essentially has to cease its momentum in order to let the hand go around in a different direction. Which, curiously enough, it's a hard transition on the outside of the circle, but it is a soft transition if I use Coriolis effect and go to a smaller circle that is tangential to the bigger circle, right? So one of those things I intend to do over the holidays is run through all these and kind of figure out all the relationships and, you know, what requires a hard transition from the hand, what requires a hard transition from the poi, what requires soft transitions for both, and what requires hard transitions from both. So, with any luck, if I have enough spare time, something on that will be coming after the break. So, thanks, John, for a lot of interesting food for thought this past week. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Those of you who are celebrating the holidays this coming week, or at least a singular holiday, happy holidays to you, and to everybody else. Hope you enjoyed watching. My Home of Poi Christmas video should be up either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, so keep your eyes peeled to this channel. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will probably see you in the new year. Peace.